Hey there, this is Michelle and we're going to do Bhujapidasana, which is the shoulder pressing arm balance. We're going to warm up first by just doing a wide-legged seated forward fold. So coming right up onto your sit bones, you want to extend the legs out as wide as you're comfortable. You want to be able to maintain yourself on the center of your heel. So you want to make sure that the center of the heel is down, not on the outside or the inside. We want to have nice active feet so that the big toe, baby toe edge is pretty much level. We're pushing into our feet, lengthening from inner groin to inner knee, lengthening from inner knee to inner ankle, and then lengthening from big toe mound to big toe. Drawing back on the outside of the leg. Think about nice active quads. Quads are pushing down towards the floor and lifting up towards the pelvis. Calves are extending and lengthening towards the heels. And it's almost like they're lifting up into the shins. Really encouraging you to keep a neutral pelvis so that we're not duck diving down with those hip bones, but we're trying to keep the front iliums and the back iliums pretty much level. By pulling the lowest part of the belly back, you should be able to maintain that nice level neutral pelvis. Nice big inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale to start to come forward, maintaining the action in the legs, maintaining the alignment of the heels centered. We want to have a nice straight spine. Much more important to keep the back straight than to get the head down, arching the back like that. So try and keep those shoulders over the ears. Maybe if it's comfortable, you can start to walk your hands forward, pushing your hands into the floor to get those arms to be nice and strong. Think about a stick between your elbows that you're squeezing to help open up your mid-back. With each inhalation, think about lengthening, and then maybe on the exhale, you want to sink a little bit deeper. Again, focus on the alignment, find your breath, and just slowly, slowly choosing to go deeper and deeper into the pose if your body allows. So perfect warm up, getting those hamstrings open so that we can do shoulder pressure, arm balance. And then when you're ready, inhaling to come up again, maintaining that nice straight spine. The next thing I like to use to warm up is a nice squat or malasana. So we want to have our feet a little bit wider than our seat. We want to have the toes pointing out, the knees pointing out in the exact same direction. For some of us, the heels will be lifted, but just be patient. With time and practice, those heels are going to sink right down to the floor. Eventually, we want the weight to be even on the big toe mound, baby toe mound, inner heel, outer heel. And a nice way just to test to see if we're doing that is to lift up our toes and then really root into those 4 points. See if you can walk your fingers forward to get a little bit more space between your hips and your armpits, and then really get a connection between the back of the arm and the shin as we bring our hands into Namaskara and lift the chest. Pushing into the entire circumference of the palms and pushing into each and every one of those 10 fingertips evenly. One of the secrets to these arm balances is squeezing the thighs in. I like to think of that Suzanne Summers and her Thigh Master, and I think of my thighs squeezing my body as if it were that Thigh Master. And equally, I want to push my arms into my shins and my shins into my arms. The gaze is forward, the shoulders slide down, and there's a slight rooting into the back of the skull. Bandhas are really important here, so the pelvic floor muscles are engaging and lifting up into the body, and the belly button is drawing in and slightly up to make a connection to the back ribs. So from here, let's try and take it into that arm balance we're talking about. So we're just going to lift our seat up. We're going to take the right arm behind the right leg, working that right shoulder behind. We're going to take the left arm behind the left leg, working that shoulder behind. Just taking your times here. Eventually, you want to be able to bring the entire circumference of the palms down onto the floor. Each one of those 10 fingertips pushing into the floor. Here, really engage that Suzanne Summers connection, squeezing the thighs into the rib cage as you bend the elbows and you just sit on the upper arms. Then from here, really squeeze those thighs. Make sure you're pushing into your feet. See if you can rack one foot over the other foot by really drawing the thighs to one another. Once you've got the feet connecting, push the tops of the feet into one another and see if you can lift the feet and your seat up as you push down into your hands evenly. And then see if you can swap the crossing nice and slow. Push down into your hands, squeeze your feet. There we go. And then to come out nice and slow, bring your feet down and see if you can just release back into that squat. Maybe releasing the wrist by bringing the backs of the hands together and slowly making some circles. Make sure you go both ways. And then I usually like to lengthen my spine again. So then just bringing your fingers to the floor, reach your fingers forward, let your head hang. When that feels comfy and you've once again found your natural breath, try again. Practice makes perfect. Enjoy.